Is it possible to draw proper IFC walls in a web browser? Yes, and in this video I want to show you how. Here's the end result. How do we do it? Let's dive in. If you haven't watched the previous video yet on creating a simple IFC wall using IfcOpenShell WebAssembly, I suggest you check that out first, since we will skip over some of the basics in this tutorial and jump straight to the good stuff. If you want to follow along and play with the code yourself, you can find the link to this example in the description below. The first interesting bit is on lines 56 to 61, where we load a custom Python class named model.py. Then on lines 63 to 69, we instantiate this new model class and call its function create2.wall. Notice we are feeding this function two NumPy arrays, which represent the start and end points of the wall respectively. The third parameter is the elevation from the story, which we set to 0 here. The fourth parameter is the height of the wall in meters. Now if you're watching from America, sorry, you will have to do the conversion to feet yourself. Anyways, the width of the wall is 200 millimeters, or 0.2 meters in this case. And lastly, the story we want to associate this wall to. Then pretty much the rest of the document is similar to the previous example, and it loads the initial Three.js scene. So let's jump down to lines 254 to 273. Here we find the definition of the onMouseClick event, which fires every time we, you guessed it, click on the viewport. It first calls the getPoint function, which gets a point in 3D space by casting a ray from the point where we clicked our mouse towards an invisible flat plane we have defined in 3D space as flat ground. Back in the MouseClick event, we check if this is the first point, and if it isn't, we create a new wall based on the previous and current points and add it to the Three.js scene. It's also being saved to the IFC model automatically in the background. You could uncomment line 264 to see the IFC text output in action in the browser console. What would you like to see us build next? Please let us know in the comments below.